G'day mates, Mike here. Last video, we took a quick glimpse at Randy's intended impact of his show. While the size of his cult may not be anywhere near his desire, his legacy still has the ability to negatively impact many vulnerable individuals. There are two types of EGS fan. One, the older, more malicious type, who perhaps intend to use and manipulate the next group into making potentially unrecoverable mistakes, and two, naive, underage teenagers who foolishly think the EGS is some sort of safe space for marginalised outcasts. These two individuals, more likely than not, fall into the latter, but it wouldn't be out of the question to consider any possibilities. Today, we'll be looking at EGSCally and MaxEGS. But first, I wanted to say some things. When I got the hate for the EGSCally video, most of my friends were under the impression that these haters were merely trolls looking to antagonise me for their own adrenaline rush. While I'm fairly sure a large contingent of them are such people, I'm not one to assume their motives. So I reflected upon the possibility that they could merely be concerned about my actions and conduct in the video. One point I keep coming back to in my head is the harsh tone of my video. While I believed, and still do, that Kenzie is beyond saving, I can't make that assumption for more vulnerable members. If I decide to continue making videos such as these, I'll take a calmer, more diplomatic tone with the hope of encouraging them to mature out at this phase of their lives. My intention is not to further polarise and isolate these individuals, as that would cement their idolisation of Randy and his beliefs. Don't worry, there are still some EGS members I want to tear a new asshole. But for the most part, I'd rather reserve my vitriolic hatred for depraved individuals such as Randy himself. I'm sure there are plenty of other concerns, but this is the one I wanted to focus on today. Also, I'd like to clarify, please don't harass these individuals, especially not Cooley. Evidence indicates this individual may be underaged. My intention from this point on is to help encourage a constructive dialogue for personal growth. I'm being serious here. If they refuse to grow, the best course of action is to avoid interactions with them. Without further ado, let's first look at Callie. Cooley has 17 deviations, 2 of which are just Randy's works. I'd prefer if she didn't repost unoriginal artwork, but it is what it is. Her Ghost Squad persona is Callie. I'm going to censor this just in case it's a real name. I hope to God it isn't. It's incredibly unwise to dox yourself on the internet, especially in the age of AI and advanced scamming. The last thing you want is for your address to be leaked to the internet. As all EGS cult members do, Carly has drawn a few OCs. First, there's Michelle Valentine, who, presuming by the last name, is a romance-based ghost. She almost has that Mackenzie West look to her, especially in this picture here. Overall, the design is decent, but the background is and Michelle's right eye has something in it. I don't know what it is. Next, there's Margot, who seems to be very sad. Perhaps it's still in Klebold's ghost persona. She is wearing the Wrath t-shirt he wore on the day of the shooting after all. I'll give Cooley the benefit of the doubt. She's probably just young and naive. But seriously, it's incredibly stupid to be making references like that. It makes you come off as a supporter of Dylan and his actions and mindset. I don't need to remind you that he murdered 5 people. It doesn't matter how depressed you are. If you choose to ruin other innocent people's lives because of your mental problems, that's 100% on you. She does ask what animation software Randy used, and I'll answer it. He explains in one of his videos that he used Adobe Flash to animate his stuff.
Because I decided to use Flash. And in the beginning, it was kind of tricky. I would do the models in Photoshop and I would throw it into Flash and I would move everything that was from Photoshop in Flash and it looked, degraded and pixelated and cheesy as shit. And then I'm like, okay, I'll go back and remake everything in Flash, which is what I did. And
Nowadays, it's called Animate, but it's inconsequential since his cartoons sucked anyway. Literally anybody could animate better than he did. The piece that sticks out to me most from Cooley is this. It depicts a young girl, possibly the user Copy Angel, being welcomed to the squad by Ember. It propagates an incredibly dangerous idea, which should never be believed or projected to the public eye. That the EGS is a safe haven for the vulnerable and marginalised outcasts who are lonely and lost in life, who need a purpose and a home. This is why I got so angry at Kenzie. It's not because of the surface level nature of the art, which appears all positive and cutesy. It's the possible underlying intentions. When you depict the EGS in a positive light, you are promoting Randy and his ideas, no matter how much you want to deny it. I really don't need to emphasise any further just how vile of a human being he was. Go read his works, listen to his tapes, overanalyze him. That's how I came to hate him so much. If you want to make him and his fantasies look all cutesy, think of the impressionable idiots that you could be manipulating unintentionally into thinking he was actually cutesy and innocent. Though, I suppose some of you already know that. One more thing. Corley made an EGS Discord server, further propagating Randy's vision. There was a link to it in one of her posts, but she deleted the post. I think one of my acquaintances shared it with me, but I got banned. Okay, let's discuss Max now. I'm a little less sympathetic since he's 20 years old. Honestly, you should know better than to create art depicting mass killers in a positive light. Don't condone. Yeah, sure you don't. You look like such an idiot when writing that in your description when your latest deviation is this. Ooh, look how cutesy and adorable Elf Boy is. Oh, he's making a heart with his little fingies. On a side note, I hate it when people refer to Randy as a female. It makes trans people look genuinely awful. Now, I'm not one to determine for certain if he was really transgender or not, but he did say he didn't completely agree with the notion. You know, you'd be surprised how conservative he really was.
You can only be a male or female on Earth. Yes, I'm a girl on the inside, but I'm still a guy. No matter what, I'm a guy on this planet, okay? That's how it is. There's no in between. Yes, you have straight people, bisexual people, gay people, lesbians, transgenders. You know, you have all these specific sex types, whatever you want to call it. But the fact of the matter is you're still a guy. You're still a girl. No matter what, that's what you are.
One thing I noticed about Max's artwork is how he draws the legs. Why the f are they so big? Is it like a fetish or something? Yeah, each to their own, I guess. But it's weird. At least it's half decent quality. That's one thing I'll give to Max and Corley. Their work is better than Randy's slop. I'm not even being biased here. It's just objectively better. That says a lot about Randy's lack of talent. Honestly, I haven't looked too deeply into these two's internet footprints. This video isn't meant to determine whether or not they're bad people. I'm making this video as a warning. A warning to young, impressionable people alongside misguided idiots. Stay away from the EGS. You might think you'll find comfort and acceptance in this community, but be wary. People may feign those emotions, but deep down, those that are devoted to the squad are devoted to Randy's ideals. True monsters don't expose themselves. They hide in the shadows, pretending to be weak and vulnerable, offering promises of wealth, health, and eternal happiness. True monsters wait until their opportunity is primed before striking. But as the saying goes, do not wait to strike till the iron is hot. Make the iron hot by striking. They will manipulate you. They will guilt trip, gaslight, mislead, blackmail you. My advice for anyone in the EGS, run while you still can. Get as far away from the internet as possible before making an irreversible, life-ruining mistake. Let us not create another tragedy from the one that's brought us together. Don't become the child your parents mourn.